Hello everyone, this is Asclepius, with another chapter in the thrilling story by Lendrick. It is entitled Rise of the Ravagers, Chapter 5. Background music, Lowland Invasion by Smart Sound. Chapter 5, Fields of the Dead. Midmare Fields, south of Madras. The skeleton knight shambled towards Lendrick Dawnfire with a quickness that surprised him. Quickly raising his shield to fend off its initial blow, which left Lendrick's arm vibrating from the force, Lendrick ducked and spun, bringing Lightfire, his gleaming enchanted sword, in a searing arc, severing one of the dead knight's legs off from the knee and causing it to topple. Dancing quickly out of reach, the skeletal knight made another futile swing of its rusted axe that glanced off Lendrick's plate mail boot. Spinning around, Lendrick brought Lightfire down at the neck join, between the half-faced rusted helmet and top of its rusted chest plate, severing the head and causing the undead creature to move no more. They just kept coming. Lendrick had rallied his contingent of the Knights of Novia to journey into Midmare, as there were reports of a practicing cult in the old Sokoth ruins near Blackblade. Burdock's knights were dedicated and swore to root out darkness and evil no matter where it may crawl and hide. They didn't expect this onslaught, though, of undead from the old battlefield. There was definitely some dark magic at work here. "It sure is getting hot as well, unnaturally so," Lendrick thought out loud. Perhaps some more dark magic. Glancing over to his old friend, Burdock, a cleric of Gaia, to see how he was faring, and had to suppress a smile to himself. Burdock was definitely in his element, his mace rising and falling in a mad fervour as he moved from undead to undead, bits of bone and flesh flying in all directions. A mace was certainly more effective at smashing undead than Lendrick's longsword. However, Lightfire was precious to him, and they almost had a special bond together. So, while Lendrick may take out one skeletal knight to Burdock's 5, Lendrick would not part with Lightfire over his dead body. "How's fare thee, old friend?" Lendrick yelled to Burdock. The other Knights of Novia swarming and dancing around, spells flashing and undead dying. Again. "I have never been happier, my friend. This is what I live for. We'll smash all these hellspawns and then take the castle," Burdock bellowed back with a mad glint to his eyes. "Aye, my friend, I'm sure you will. I might just break for some tea then, if that's okay," Lendrick replied sarcastically. "Fine by me. More to smash. Save me a cup, though." The last word yelled louder as another zombie's brain was crushed by Burdock's falling mace. Lendrick moved on to the next, his gleaming plate armour and shield raised high. This was the life, vanquishing evil, saving lives. Burdock never felt more alive than right now. It wasn't all fun and slaughter, though, Lendrick thought more somberly, as the next 3 ghouls charged. Lendrick remembered a time when he had first met Burdock, and the tragedy surrounding his friend's past and their initial time together. Lendrick had known Burdock since they were children, over 10 years ago, when Lendrick was only 10 years old, and his family had moved to the village with the newly built church. The old church had been burned to the ground by a raiding party of kobold. Kobolds were hideous, goblin rat-like beasts that walked like men and would attack and slaughter anything in their path. Well, the village had been in their path, and the church did not survive. Nor did Burdock's parents, who were seeking refuge in the church when the kobolds set it alight. Luckily, Burdock was able to crawl out the rear through a small window, too small for his parents, and had to watch as they went up in flames. The church was completely destroyed and eventually had to be rebuilt, much like the village folks' faith. Burdock swore an oath to the cross that day that he would seek vengeance for his parents, but, befitting their memory, would study and train as a warrior cleric of the Church of Gaia. That was when Lendrick first met him. The new church had been finished, and Lendrick's priesthood training had begun. Lendrick and Burdock became fast friends, being of similar age. Lendrick was keenly interested in the warrior priest training, however, enjoyed the battle a bit too much, without the tempered hand of a cleric. The head priest, nevertheless, saw potential in Lendrick. Lendrick was sourced out to a cadre of warrior priests to further teach him in the martial arts of priesthood and to don the armour of a warrior of light. Lendrick spent years of intensive warrior training and arduous study of the codex and edicts that govern the church. With the help of Burdock, and Lendrick helping to motivate him as well, they both achieved their chosen calling. Burdock became a cleric of Gaia, and Lendrick was welcomed into the arms of the holy warrior cadre of paladins. In recognition and gratitude of his training and acceptance, Lendrick formed an elite group of people to help spread the light into the darkness of Novia. Hence, the knighthood of the Knights of Novia was established. Being a flexible group, it is ever expanding and has the full backing of the Church of Gaia. The three ghouls having fallen before Lightfire, Lendrick took a breath and looked around. The knights were finishing off some straggling undead that wouldn't stay down, but ultimately the main fight was done. Wiping blood off the end of his mace, Burdock strode over to Lendrick. "A good fight, my old friend. I feel energized to keep going. The Black Blade couldn't be more than a day's ride."
"Aye, not far now, but we must tread carefully here, as we have enemies at all sides. It is almost nightfall. We will establish a camp, lay some protective runes, and make for the rift at first light."
"Aye, as you say, Lord Commander."
"You know I hate it when you call me that. You know you don't have to, right? It's to keep the discipline with our younger members, not my dearest friend."
"Aye, I know. I know that it frustrates you. Why do you think I say it?"
And with that mischievous glint back in his eye, Burdock set about making camp. To be continued. Echoes from the Caverns is brought to you by Lord Baldrith, Asclepius, and Sir Style Teckle. Do you have a piece that you'd like us to read? Please contact us at lordbaldrith@thecaverns.net, Asclepius@thecaverns.net, or style@thecaverns.net.